What's up, fragrant world? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. My name is JC. On this channel we talk about everything fragrance. If you got an interest in that kind of content, then why don't you go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss a video, hit that like button while you're at it so YouTube and I can know again that you like these kinds of videos. Today we got a special topic. We're talking about summer fragrances, but we're focusing on long-lasting summer fragrances that you can wear in the heat. These are going to be fresh, more citrusy based, perhaps aquatic based fragrances that have a transparency to them and that they're going to shine in the hot weather. However, you can wear them when it is very hot and they're going to hold up just fine, and they're not going to turn sour or turn too sweet or anything like that. So we can call this beast mode summer fragrances, whatever you want. I'm not going to put that in the title. So we got 10 fragrances, maybe 11. So let's jump right in. Here at the 10th spot, this fragrance gets a lot of hate, and I understand why. It came out a couple years ago. People were expecting a lot from it, just simply based on the look of the bottle and maybe even the sound of the notes, but it disappointed a lot of people, myself included. When I first smelled it, I didn't care for it. It wasn't until I got a full bottle and I gave it full wearing that I realized, hey, this fragrance isn't half bad. I've been enjoying it. It is a flanker in the line of fragrances that are already suitable for summer. It falls in line with that, does it a little different enough to warrant it being its own fragrance here. But it lasts, that's the thing. It has good performance. We're talking about Acqua di Gio Absolu. This is a sweeter take on the original, sweeter, more woody take. It actually has a little bit of a warmth to it. I think this one does well in the heat. It also will do well in summer nights. Again, it has this warmth to it. It has labdanum in the base. It's kind of an amber quality, this warm, kind of sweet richness, mixed with some patchouli in there, as we have with the rest of the fragrances in the line. A little bit of earthiness, but it is very fresh. It's, again, kind of sweet. It kind of almost has an Invictus vibe, but not quite so playful, not quite so bubblegum-ish. I actually wore this today, and I was digging it. I pretty much loved it every minute I had it on. So this is one to check out if you're looking for an Acqua di Gio fragrance that has good performance that you can wear in the high heat. Some people would say Profumo has great performance, and it does, but I would not wear that in the high heat. That incense is too amped up to really be pleasant, in my opinion, when it's super hot out. This is a little bit more appropriate for the heat outside of the original, which is obviously the freshest, but doesn't really last. So that's Acqua di Gio Absolu. Up next, this one, also a hated fragrance, but actually very loved. If you're looking outside of the fragrance community, mostly, a lot of people seem to really dig this one. It was popular, it was successful as an independent release, but within the fragrance community, a lot of people are talking trash about it because of who it's tied to. We're talking about Office for Men. Now, one thing we got to get out of the way. Does Office for Men do what it was intended to do? Answer is yeah. It does what it was intended to do. It's designed to be a fresh, mass appealing, great performing fragrance that you can wear in the office. But as a result of that, because it is office friendly, it has a little bit of a professionalism to it that makes it quite versatile. You can wear this kind of dressed up, again, to the office, but because it is so fresh, you can wear it casually too. It has a high concentration of oils, so it does last all day. I get a good 10 hours or more on my skin at Office for Men. It basically smells, you know, citrusy, woody, fresh, has a little bit of a roundness to it from some iris, I think, but it's very basic. It's not the greatest quality fragrance ever, especially not for the price, but if you can get it discounted, I recommend checking it out. I much prefer this over Date for Men. That's just me. And again, something to wear in the highest heat. It's gonna hold up, it's gonna smell great. Office for Men. Okay, this one is a brand new fragrance to me. This was sent to me by the brand, small up and coming indie brand here. And what I really love about this fragrance is the scent is very easy to please, easy to wear, very fresh. Number two, the price. It's at a great price for what you get. And number three, it lasts. It has great lasting power. This is from a new brand called Authenticity. Authenticity Perfumes. They came out maybe a couple years ago, if not just last year. And this is their flagship release, simply called Authenticity. It's an eau de parfum. This is the 100 milliliter bottle. And it smells really, really good. It's basic. It's a basic scent profile. You got a ton of citruses. You have some aromatic notes like rosemary in there. There's even a little bit of sandalwood, which kind of makes it a little creamy. It all comes together though to be very smooth. It's a very nice blend. You can't really pick out every little thing. It's all kind of mishmashed together, but in a really good way. And it's just simply pleasant. It has an aura to it. It really does. When I first smelled it, the perfumer sent me a couple samples months back, and I thought it was nice, but I wasn't wowed by it. And to be honest, I'm not wowed by it today. However, upon him sending me a bottle and me giving it that full wear, I really dig this stuff. And again, it lasts. I wore this yesterday and I was loving it. It's a fresh fragrance that is gonna hold up. And as the brand is pushing really hard, this is a compliment getter. Nobody could dislike this fragrance profile. So this is one I would check out. I'm gonna put a link down in the description, and I believe there's also a discount code available for you guys. This is the code, check it out. Get you a discount on Authenticity Perfumes. I don't get any kind of kickback on that, it's just for you. One thing I gotta say, I gotta warn you about, the only thing I'm really not crazy about with this fragrance is the atomizer. It's kind of like a little shallow puff, but you know, you just spray more and it'll be fine. It doesn't put out a whole lot, but again, it is fairly strong, so maybe you don't need a bunch in one spray, but it smells great. That's Authenticity. I want to take this moment to thank all of the current members of the Fresh Fam. You know who you are. We're slowly growing. We just crossed 50 members. And if you don't know what the Fresh Fam is, that is my Patreon group. And it is brand new, and it is a really exciting thing. I'm putting a lot of sweat and blood and tears and love and compassion into it, because it is what I want to focus on in order to help me do what I'm doing right now more full time. If you want to support creators like myself, do what they do what they love to do, and be able to focus on that, then please consider joining my Patreon, joining the Fresh Fam. I just added a brand new tier. If you want to check it out, I'm going to have a link down below. The first 10 members to sign up for this tier, it's called the Fresh and So Clean tier, you get a free Argos sample pack. That's right, I'm going to ship it to you for free. All 5 of their fragrances will be included in that. That just comes with the price of entry, and you also get a ton of great perks, which I've added to my Patreon. So check out that link below. Join the Fresh Fam today. Would love to see you there. Up next, I've been talking about this fragrance for at least a year now. The company sent it to me when it came out, and they've been getting a little bit of traction since then. This is from a house called Rêveur. I've said it better, but I'll take it. And this is called Obsidian. And this is a clean, almost laundry-like, kind of soapy, fresh scent, but with surprisingly good lasting power. When you first spray it, it's present, but it has no real density to it. It's very light, it's kind of watery, but it just kind of sticks around. It's surprising. It stays on your skin 7, 8, 9 hours or more. What this smells like, again, kind of laundry fresh, kind of soapy, has a little bit of a fruitiness when you first spray it with the pineapple. There's some sharp citron in there, and it does dry down into some kind of like rounded woody notes, like the sandalwood is in here as well. But overall, just very clean, very, very clean. It's not a strong projector, but again, it will last on the skin. So this is one to check out. This is their 100 milliliter bottle, which is over $100. They now have a 50 milliliter bottle, which is a little bit less, and I recommend that for the price. So that is Obsidian. Up next here, this is a brand new release, just came out in May of this year, 2020, from the indie house Gallagher Fragrances. You probably know this house, and you know this fragrance if you saw my review, which you can check out here if you didn't already. This is Perfecto, again, the newest release. Man, this is a unique fragrance. This is such a unique take on a tropical fragrance. Lots of fruitiness, pear, banana is in here. You got a sharp grapefruit to kind of balance out some of the sweetness. You know what? No. That's all I'm gonna say. If you wanna know more about the scent, watch my review. You can know all about the scent profile. It's a beautiful scent, again, very unique. And why it's on this list? Because it lasts. It has great lasting power. So again, check out my review if you wanna know more. All right, getting into the top 5 here. This is a classic. This one came out, you know, earlier on. I can't remember if it was, I think it was the early 2000s, if not the 90s, but I think the early 2000s. I'll put the year here. From the house of Burberry, this is Burberry Touch. This is a real popular one. A lot of people in general love this fragrance. A lot of the fragrance enthusiasts in this community love this fragrance. There's other reviewers like Big Big Business, Darian, Bowtie Fragrance Guy. We've all talked about this one. I know Ross, I think he digs this one too, from TLTG. This is a beautiful, sweet, clean, powdery violet scent. Best way I can put it. It's sweet, it's clean, it's a little powdery, kind of has a floral aspect to it, but mostly on the clean and powdery side of things. Really easy to wear. I see this as like an after the gym fragrance. It's perfect for that. You could wear it to the gym if you do like to wear fragrances to the gym. Although no one's really going to the gym these days. You can wear it at home when you work out. And again, it lasts. It's surprising. You wouldn't think this would stick around. And again, it's been around a while, so I'm sure it's been reformulated, but performance hasn't really suffered. Maybe it was stronger back in the day, I don't know, but I still get a good 7-8 hours, and that is, again, being outside in the heat when, you know, the fragrance is bound to evaporate quicker, but it still sticks around. So 7-8 hours, I'm not mad at that. Maybe a little bit longer if you're not outside so much. That's Burberry Touch. Links are gonna be down below. Okay, at the 4th spot, we have a tie. You can hear the bottles clinking here together. The reason why these are ties is because they do kind of serve the same purpose for me. They carry a similar scent profile, but they do it in different ways, and each way that they do it in is beautiful and unique. So the 2 fragrances we have here. Juliet Has a Gun, Vanilla Vibes, and then we have Beach Geeza Cocoa Moon. Both of these are kind of sweet, creamy, tropical coconut scents. But where they differ, Vanilla Vibes has a saltiness to it that I just absolutely love. It has an orchid accord in here as well. But that salt, it almost kind of smells like sun-kissed, you know, sweaty skin in a way. But mixing with the vanilla is beautiful. It kind of makes it a dry, airy, transparent vanilla, which, believe it or not, works in the heat. And this stuff is so strong. It's so strong, it's gonna last you all day and night. That's Vanilla Vibes. This one serves the same purpose for me, but it's a different take, more based on the coconut, but you have a tropical fruity sweetness. This doesn't really have any fruits or citruses or anything like that from my memory, but this one we are dealing with some pineapple, which is beautifully tropical. We get some vanilla in here, and it also dries down to some beautiful sandalwood, and I think it's kind of musky when it dries. And this one is definitely stronger. This is bona fide beast mode, but this one is no slouch either. Both of these are great tropical coconut creamy sweet scents for the heat if you're looking for something like that. I'll link to both of them down below. Number 3, I think we have our first real aquatic scent. Acqua di Gio Absolu is an aquatic, but it has, you know, those sweet kind of warm resinous touches. This one is straight up aquatic, and it's one of the stronger aquatics in the designer game right now. Very popular for a good reason. This is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. This is a beautiful flanker to the original, and in my opinion, this is one of the few examples where the flanker truly outshines the original. This stuff did everything that I liked about the original, but it's doing it a lot better. You get this kind of sweet aquatic nature, almost like this fruitiness in there. I'm not sure where it comes from. I don't remember all the notes for this one, but there's a fruitiness to it, but it is fresh and watery, and again, ozonic has that aquatic nature, a little bit marine, salty. And again, it lasts. This stuff is gonna last you at least 8 hours on the skin. Even though it's fresh and aquatic, it does have a little bit of a seductive vibe to it, I think, from that sweetness once again. So that is Light Blue Eau Intense from Dolce & Gabbana, link in the description. Okay, at number 2, we got another niche fragrance here from the house of Parfums de Marly. One of the most beautifully crafted but very simple fresh fragrances in the niche world right now. If you're looking for something that's like designer-esque in terms of profile but niche quality in terms of construction, we got to talk about Percival. Percival. This is a awesome scent. I've loved it ever since I had a decant. Oh, it's so good. I've loved it ever since I had a decant years ago. Finally got a bottle from the brand, so thank you Parfums de Marly for this. And man, this is a stunner for the summertime. It smells very similar to Mont Blanc Legend or, you know, Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. It is in that realm. If you're familiar with those scents, then you'll know this profile, but this is just smoother. I do have to say, it uses a lot of synthetic ingredients, you can tell, but it's still very well blended and it's very smooth. And as a result, that is what improves the performance here. It's gonna linger in the air. Even when you smell it, when it enters your nostrils, I feel like it like slows down as it goes into your nose and it lingers into your nostrils, and it provides this interesting like rich texture to the freshness. It's fresh, it's spicy, kind of woody, a little bit sweet, but not really. And again, performance is stellar for a fresh fragrance. I'm gonna link to Parfums de Marly down below if you want to check out Percival. I'll also link to some ways to sample it if you're interested. And here at number 1, man, I've loved this one for a long time, ever since I first smelled it from the brand like 3 years ago when they kind of started up. They sent it to me and I was like, man, this stuff is just good. It's elegant, but it's easy to wear. It's very versatile and it's very strong for a fresh fragrance from the house of Argos. This is Argos pour Homme. This is the OG, one of 2 of their first releases. Man, this is such a great scent. What this reminds me of a little bit, just a little bit, is Green Irish Tweed from Creed in a way, but nowhere near as green. It has that greenness to it, but it has more of a almost like a white floral vibe to it. And the citruses are heightened here. And there's a creaminess similar to the Green Irish Tweed you get in here as well, but it's kind of there from the get-go instead of being so kind of dewy and wet that I get from Green Irish Tweed. I'm not trying to say this smells like it, but that's what comes to mind in terms of scent profile if I have to compare it to something. But this is one worth checking out, man. You gotta check out Argos pour Homme. Again, very versatile. You can wear it for any occasion. It works casual, it works formal, day and night, honestly. And it will last you on the skin. It's gonna leave beautiful trails, beautiful sillage. You're gonna get noticed with this one. So, link in the description with the discount code if you wanna save some money on this. Check it out. Now it's your turn. I wanna know your best performing summer fragrance. A summer fragrance that you know you can go to on a hot day. You know it's gonna last you all day. You don't need to carry an atomizer with you. You just spray it on in the morning and you're gonna be good by the time the evening comes. Let me know what that is. Once again, please like the video if you like this kind of content. If you have not subscribed, go ahead. Yeah. Thank you so much, Fresh Squad. Really appreciate you all for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.